Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. This is the big week you've all been waiting for. Gonna start with the DC guys because this is your Batman Who Laughs. This is the last of the Batman Metal one-shots. This is the one everybody's been waiting for. Super dark, super creepy. All of these have been really great. They've been super selling out, so I hope you've been grabbing them as they came out. Like the reprints have been selling out. Don't know how many shops still have all of them left, so like I say, I hope you've been grabbing them. If you haven't, I'm sure they'll do a big collection for them. Super, super fun stuff. And Justice League 33 is your other metal book for the week. The movie's out this weekend. Got a few more Justice League covers to show you. Batman! Your latest issue of Rules of Engagement, which in itself is a kind of spoiler if you're not caught up to the title, but everybody likes to see an Al Ghul sword fight, so that one's cool. Nightwing and Batwoman are your other Bat titles for the week, unless you count Trinity, one of the aforementioned Justice League movie variants that I promised I'd show you. That's your Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman book of the week. Superman also has one of those super cool Justice League variant covers I've been talking about. Been talking a lot about this title and Action Comics. The super books are really hot. Next week is Doomsday Clock #1, so you're going to want to get your hands on all that Oz Effect stuff and all the super books you can between now and next week, like Super Sons. Again, like Superman and Action and Supergirl, this one's been red hot and selling out every time. So if you're not following this one, you might want to grab the latest issue, see what all the hubbub's about. Aquaman also has one of those cool Justice League movie variant covers for you. Dig me some Aquaman. And not to leave out Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman Conan. Little DC Dark Horse team-up book. This one's been really, really awesome. Pretty much, it's all right there in the title. This is issue number 3. We've got the other 2 in stock. Lots of fun. And Green Lanterns rounds out your Rebirth stuff. But as I always like to say, there's more DC to talk about because they do all kinds of extracurricular things like Bombshells United. Picking up where DC Comics Bombshells left off. All new storylines. Fun stuff. Or Future Quest Presents, with one of my all-time favorite guys, Space Ghost, right there on the cover. This issue, of course, has the Galaxy Trio. You see him right there. Love me some Future Quest. They've been doing a great job with this in the original series. Now with Presents, all this Hanna-Barbera stuff has been a lot of fun. Injustice 2, with the Trial of Bruce Wayne, is your video game tie-in book for the week. See, DC has lots of extracurricular stuff, like Wildstorm, with that especially awesome Jim Lee cover right there. Or The American Way, which is your Vertigo book for the week. Like I say, lots of other universes besides the Rebirth stuff going on with the DC guys. Great week for them. Fun week for the Marvel guys too. Big week for the Amazing Spider-Man. This is your latest issue of that. Been talking about these Alex Ross covers. It's been a great book anyway, but anything's worth the $3.99 if it's got an Alex Ross cover. This is part 3 of what is now the Marvel Legacy stuff. But Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 297, is the one I want to talk about today. Maybe you missed Peter Parker number 6 a couple of weeks ago. If you did and the internet has not spoiled it for you, you're going to want to grab that issue. Grab all 6 of the ones from this series. Now this one returns to the old school Peter Parker numbering. Going to be a lot of talk about this book. A lot going on in this title. Might be flying under your radar. So, like I say, grab those first six issues. Grab this one. Catch up to that. Good time to be a Spider fan like Ben Reilly, The Scarlet Spider, or Spider-Man 2. Another book everybody's been waiting for. The teaming up of Peter and Miles. Good stuff there. Speaking of team-ups, X-Men Blue. This is part 6 of the crossover that's been rolling between Gold and Blue. Good time to be an X fan between these 2 books, and Astonishing and this guy, Weapon X. That's your Weapon H right there on the cover. And speaking of Hulk, The Incredible Hulk returns to Planet Hulk. A slightly tying into the latest movie going on. Speaking of Planet Hulk and the latest movie, here's Thor's Smashed Hammer. Super cool stuff. I know you've all seen the movie. That was your Incredible Hulk Legacy book. Mighty Thor is now part of the Legacy renumbering stuff. Exciting time for Marvel fans like this one. This is your Doctor Strange Marvel Legacy book, finally returning to his original numbering with Loki, Master of the Mystic Arts right there. If you're any kind of Doctor Strange fan, or Thor fan, or Marvel fan in general, you're going to want to grab this one because, well, there's nothing more insidious than Loki is the Master of the Mystic Arts. Champions continues the crossover that's been going on with this and Avengers. Another solid book. Defenders is your Netflix Superstars book of the week. Got them all right there. And speaking of Defenders and Stars, Punisher gets his Marvel Legacy book this week. Yes, that's him in a War Machine suit. You can read more about this one in our newsletter this week. Fun stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy. I just checked out the ride down in Disneyland last week, and it was insane. Just as much fun as the book. And Secret Warriors starts a new arc this week. And Hawkeye rounds out your Marvel books for the week. It's another one that might be flying under your radar, but the folks reading it are really into this, so might want to grab that latest issue and see what all that's about. And some movie news. This is the Marvel Black Panther Prelude comic. Got the other couple in stock if you want to check this out. Getting ready for the next big Marvel movie. And speaking of big movies, how about some Star Wars? This is your latest issue of Darth Vader, which might be even more popular than the core title. And your latest issue of Dr. Aphra, which is also super awesome. One of the new characters from the Marvel relaunch of all the Star Wars stuff. Great week for the Marvel guys. It's a pretty small week for all the other guys, but lots of great stuff. How about American Gods? You know we love us some Neil Gaiman around here at Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. We love the show. We love the book. We love the book of the book. Good stuff. And a couple of Mike Mignolas, because I never miss a chance to talk about this guy. This is Jenny Finn. And this is Rasputin, the voice of the dragon. He's the main bad guy of all of your Hellboy-related titles. You know, I'm always talking up the Mignola stuff. If for some reason you've never read any of this, you can grab that Jenny Finn, you can grab this Rasputin, and see why I'm always talking about this guy. The Wicked and the Divine is your Image book of the week. Unless you're old school and you love some Matt Wagner, then Mage, the Hero Denied is your Image book of the week. Or maybe you're a little more current, so Descender from Jeff Lemire could be your Image book of the week. Everybody should have an Image book on their list. Go to their website, take a look at all the huge range of stuff that they have, and find the Image book that's right for you. The Greatest Adventure is my Dynamite book of the week because this has all my favorite Edgar Burroughs guys like John Carter, the Warlord of Mars, and Tarzan. Love the great job Dynamite does with all their licensed stuff. The Mighty TMNT is my IDW book. This starts a new story arc, though if you're not currently following the book, you might want to grab the previous supersized number 75 and then grab this week's number 76 that starts the new arc. Everybody loves the Turtles. The 12th Doctor also starts a new arc this week. That's your Titan book. That's your Doctor Who book of the week. And Bloodshot Salvation. It's my Valiant book of the week because Bloodshot's awesome. If you don't know much about the Valiant universe, much like Image, everybody should have a Valiant book on their list. It's mostly superhero sci-fi kind of stuff, but a lot of good stories, a lot of great art. And it's a good week for the all-ages stuff too. Really good week actually. Like my man Casper the Friendly Ghost. The Simpsons thinks he's the ghost of Richie Rich, and I can't really argue with that. Disney Princess is super awesome because it's got all your favorite Disney princesses teaming up against the forces of evil. You haven't seen a team up till you've seen all your princesses kicking butt on one team. My Little Pony, Legends of Magic, one of the many My Little Pony titles that you can't wait to get your hands on. And my favorite, Simpsons comics, with Radioactive Woman there on the cover. Always talking about what a great job Bongo does with all their stuff. Just as awesome as the show. Got 2 or 3 different Simpsons titles, and you should be checking them all out. Lots and lots of great stuff this week, so make sure you check those shipping lists, get down to your shop, pick up something super awesome. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at blackcatcomics.biz, check us out at Facebook, check out our cool YouTube channel, check out the podcast at soundcloud.com, or just get on down here to Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.